There have been shockwaves felt throughout the Bitcoin sector as a direct result of breaking news coming from Washington, District of Columbia. For the time being, the XRP Clarity Act has been officially passed by the United States Congress, and it is currently on its way to the president's desk to be signed into law during his term. This is not merely another legislative update or alteration to the regulatory framework. Rather, it is a significant change. Due to the fact that this important historical milestone has been accomplished, the legal position of XRP has been fundamentally rethought. The legislation in question, known as House Resolution 9C and 55, classifies XRP as a commodity in a manner that is unambiguous, so providing investors, institutions, and corporations with complete assurance. On the other hand, the most important aspect of this bill is that it permanently eliminates all authority that the United States Securities and Exchange Commission has over XRP. This is the most essential portion of the measure. After years of litigation, uncertainty, and market turmoil brought on by the actions of the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, the fight has finally come to an end, according to official statements. The XRP army has emerged victorious, and the future of XRP is more open and lucrative than it has ever been before. This is a significant change from the past. It should come as no surprise that House Resolution 9055 does not leave any room for speculation or interpretation. The bill creates a legal structure that protects each and every XRP transaction, both in the past and in the future, by establishing XRP as a commodity. This framework will be in place for the duration of the bill's implementation. The fact that earlier trades, present holdings, and future acquisitions are all protected from regulatory attack creates a permanent safe harbor that ensures investor trust. This safe harbor is produced by the fact that regulatory attack is eliminated. A piece of law in the United States has, for the very first time in the history of digital assets, unequivocally placed a cryptocurrency on the same level as commodities such as gold, oil, and other tangible objects. To put it another way, this is a significant step forward in the evolution of digital assets, a statement to the entire cryptocurrency industry, indicating that innovation and decentralized technology are capable of attaining recognition and legal certainty at the highest level of government. This is not merely a confirmation for those who possess XRP, rather, it is a statement to the entire cryptocurrency sector. In the event that we are being entirely truthful, the repercussions for adoption, institutional investment, and mainstream legitimacy are utterly shocking. In addition to this, the impact that the law has had on the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is of equal significance. After spending years pursuing what many individuals have characterized to as a nasty and frivolous lawsuit against Ripple, the government is now legally forbidden from taking any action against XRP. This comes after the agency had been pursuing the matter for years. Additionally, the Act mandates that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) must be punished for its earlier attempts to meddle with the market. This provision is included in the Act. In the event that this action is taken, a scenario that has never been seen before will be created in which a federal institution will be held liable for excessive regulatory activity. Within the framework of the connection that exists between government authorities and the Bitcoin business, this establishes a precedent that will end up being remembered for generations to come. Now that arbitrary enforcement efforts cannot affect XRP since it is beyond their grasp, investors may move on with confidence, knowing that they can continue to carry out their investments. Additional than just protecting holders, the law also grants them additional authority, which paves the way for increasing market activity, acceptance, and trust. The law does more than just protect holders. The XRP Clarity Act also addresses the legalization of exchange-traded funds, ETFs, that are based on XRP. This is one of the most anticipated advancements in the cryptocurrency market, and it is one of the things that the Act addresses. According to the new regulation, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, must give its approval to all pending applications for exchange-traded funds, ETFs, featuring XRP within a period of 30 days. Included in this group are applications that have been keenly anticipated by big institutional institutions like BlackRock. These applications are particularly noteworthy as a consequence of the acceptance of these exchange-traded funds, ETFs, XRP will be subjected to an influx of institutional capital, which will lead to an entirely new level of liquidity, market depth, and price discovery. XRP will also be exposed to a flood of institutional capital. It is a defining event that will hasten the adoption of XRP and significantly boost market confidence for investors who have been waiting for institutional gateways into the cryptocurrency. This is a tipping moment that will speed up the acquisition of the technology. Because the law effectively guarantees that this access will be allowed, XRP will now have access to normal financial markets without any delays or impediments. This access will be granted without any inconvenience. Additionally, the passage of this bill is highly significant because it represents a victory for democracy and campaigning. It is now official that every legislator who supported the XRP Clarity Act has been publicly documented, and the actions that they have taken have directly contributed to the legal protection and recognition of a digital asset that is recognized to be creative. This is a significant development. This is, in all honesty, a success for the entire community, from senators and representatives who work for transparency and innovation to grassroots advocates who tirelessly campaign for crypto clarity. This is a major accomplishment for the entire community. The XRP army, whose loyalty and belief never faltered despite years of market uncertainty, has realized that patience truly does pay off now that they have strong proof that persistence really does bring about the desired results. This victory lap is not only symbolic, rather, it represents the beginning of a new age in which XRP is recognized, legitimized, and free from the threat of interference from regulatory agencies. This new age is a victory lap. To tell you the truth, the wider repercussions that this law has for the ecology of cryptocurrencies are pretty important. By establishing legal clarity, House Resolution 9055 eliminates regulatory uncertainty, which is one of the primary obstacles to the widespread adoption of mainstream technology. This is accomplished through the establishment of constitutional clarity. Corporations, financial institutions, and ordinary investors can now engage with XRP with full assurance, knowing that their holdings and transactions are in full conformity with the laws of the United States. This is a significant development. Because of this dependability, investments are encouraged, innovation is fostered, and the adoption of XRP into payment systems, treasury procedures, and even programs backed by the government is accelerated. All of these improvements are positive outcomes. The United States of America has provided other nations with a template for the regulation of digital assets. This blueprint has been provided and distributed. The adoption of digital assets on a global scale might be modeled after this design, which provides a responsible balance between innovation and oversight. Additionally, it has the potential to serve as a model for the adoption of digital assets. It is also anticipated that there would be a substantial change in the dynamic of the market. It is anticipated that the demand for XRP will reach levels that have never been seen before as a consequence of the defanging initiatives taken by the SEC and the guarantee of exchange-traded funds. Retail participants, institutional investors, and sovereign wealth funds are likely to flood the market, which will drive liquidity and price appreciation. There is a significant possibility that this will occur. According to analysts, the price of XRP might potentially reach $100 per token. This is a conservative estimate taken by the analysts. In spite of this, it is highly probable that this number will be surpassed as the level of confidence across the globe in the cryptocurrency continues to strengthen. A scenario that very few cryptocurrencies will ever be able to claim is currently being created as a result of the collision of historical legislation and financial opportunity that is taking place at this moment in time. XRP is now in a position to reap the benefits of both transparent regulatory scrutiny and considerable institutional investments as a result of its shift from a speculative asset to a legally sanctioned commodity. This brings about the opportunity for XRP to capitalize on both of these opportunities. Due to the fact that the XRP Clarity Act is associated with a significant cultural and symbolic value, it is impossible to exaggerate its significance. Throughout the course of a number of years, the story that surrounded XRP was marked by litigation, uncertainty, and suspicion in a